All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to a late in the day beverage and question kind of an answer. We were out at the club today and we decided we needed additional power strips for some of the equipment and the workbenches. Okay, so what do I use? Well, at home in the garage, I've got these right here. You can get the US General, of course, out at Harbor Freight, and that's the one I have on my other workbench, and it's a great one. And we'll go inside in a little bit. I'll put up the advertisement. I'll do questions and answers on it. Now, the lower end one from Harbor Freight, I steered away from. They say there are too many problems with the switch on it. It's just a cheap kind of switch, and it breaks easy. So we didn't go with that one. We went with the US General one. And there's also another product that the club has been using that we put on the bench tops that have the USB ports and have more than just the generic, 5 outlets. And I'll talk to you about that one too. They have them out there. They got them off Amazon. I just ordered one myself because I can use it in another part of the garage. And the USB ports, of course, would come in handy. Especially for charging and things like that. But it has outstanding ratings. It isn't that much more, so we'll talk about that too. So we'll go ahead and we'll switch inside. And what I would tell you, if you're looking for power strips, get a good one. You don't want one that's going to fail in 6, 8 months or a year. I want one that's going to last for years. So I don't mind paying a little bit more for that higher quality. The nice thing about Harbor Freight is if you do get the really cheap, inexpensive one that we'll talk about and it fails on you in a short period of time, real short, or if you got a problem, Harbor Freight is fantastic in terms of customer service, no hassle returns. Here's your money back or grab another one or whatever. They're always willing to accommodate you. So that's the good thing about Harbor Freight. I do buy a lot of tools there and I do like the customer service. Not everything you buy, of course, is really going to be up to the mark that you want. So that's the reason for a lot of the reviews and discussions I do, because the people at the club buy a lot of Harbor Freight products and we do a lot of demoing, and it makes good material to bring to you folks. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's switch over inside. Let me bring up the ad. We'll talk about the pros and the cons, and we'll let you decide from there. If you're in the market, and you want to get a power strip, maybe it helps you to make that decision. I'll see you inside just a sec. All right, folks, so let's start off with the one that we didn't buy and the reason why, and it's this one. It's, the Harbor Freight tools, 6 outlet, blah, blah, blah. The switch mechanism on this is incredibly poor. It says that in the reviews, and when we were out at the store, I was playing around with the switch on one of them, and it is kind of a cheesy kind of a switch. So we decided, okay, we're not going to consider this, but the one that we did consider and get is the US General. Let's switch over and let's talk about that. Okay, so this is the one that we ended up getting, and it comes in several different colors. $30, and if you take away, that 20%, you're getting it for $24, and it's a pretty good deal. And it's got the USB charging ports on here also, along with the 5 outlets. And let me show you a few slides on this real quick. We'll come back to here. I'll do questions and answers. Okay, so you can see here, this gives you some idea on the specs of it. You got the on and off switch. You got mounting holes. If you want to hang this on the side of a toolbox or hang it vertically or however you want to handle it. But it's got an 8-foot cord, 5 outlets. It's got 2 USB rapid charge ports. And it's got 2 powerful magnets. It says 19 pounds. I don't know. I didn't test that. But this is a nice, power strip. And so we were glad that we went ahead and bought it. And so let me show you one other slide, and then we'll do the questions and answers. Okay, so you can see here where somebody mounted it on the side of their cart, which is a good idea. If you've got a multitude of tools, you want to plug in for power. So, it's a good place to mount it. Some people mount it above their workbench. Some people mount it on their workbench. All right, well, to start off with, if you want to look at the, the review ratings on this, they have 162 reviews on this particular one. No, there are no 2-star, 1-stars. There's a couple that are a 3-star, and the rest of them are 4s and 5s. So there's a lot of people out there that really like this strip, just to start off with. Okay. Are the magnets strong? Yeah, they are. They're really strong. I don't know about the 19-pound thing, but they are strong, and they will stick to the side of a box, without a problem. Yeah, I agree with what the comments in here is. Those nice powerful magnets allow you to locate this anywhere on your toolbox that you want. Some people open up the lid that have large toolboxes and mount it on, the inside part of the lid. Other people mount it on the side. What's nice is, you can move it around if you want to, and it's magnetized. Yeah, they're 5-volt USB ports. Yeah, I agree. You don't have to buy this. I mean, just for your shop. I mean, you could use it for your entertainment center or like a computer room or anything like that inside of your house that you need the additional outlets for, and it comes with the USB ports. So, if you use it inside, I mean, you have that capability. Regarding the mounting, yeah, you can mount it like I said because it's got a powerful enough magnet, but it also has screw slots on the back of it. I mean, for mounting too, if you want to use those instead. Regarding the price, do I think it's worth $30? In a way, that's a little pricey at $30. I mean, but when the 20% coupon, which they do that on everything anyway, so they kind of know that you're going to use a 20% coupon, or I believe most all of us do. $24, yeah, I would say it's worth it at that price. That's a reasonable price. It's a well-made product. Okay, so there's not a whole lot of comments on the forum, and it's what we chose to use out at the club. I mean, we have a couple of these, but the other couple that they had, I'm going to show you right now, we got off Amazon. I absolutely love them. I went ahead and bought one actually, and I'm waiting for it to ship in. But let me show you what the club has. Okay, now this is made by a company called Rocket Socket, and I really liked this one out at the club when I had a chance to use it. And I decided, well, it's $32.99. So that versus the $24 one. Now, if all you need is just a power strip, a simple one that's well constructed, the Harbor Freight one will do you fine. If you want something a little fancier and that has more outlets, which is one of the reasons why I went ahead and bought it, I went with Rocket Socket here because we're using them out at the club and they work fantastic. Let me show you a few slides real quick about this and we'll come back and do questions and answers. Okay, so I showed you those slides and you can go back and hit the pause key, if you wanted to look at them a little bit closer, but I wanted to move on here and let's talk a little bit about this. So the question is, can I hook up 3, 4, 5 different like small appliances to this? Well, as long as you don't exceed the 15 amps or 1,875 watts, you could probably get away with a few appliances fine. Is it water resistant? No. I don't think any of them are really water resistant. I wouldn't use any of these that I've talked about as far as thinking they're water resistant. So what happens if you have a surge? Well, it trips and you just reset it, that's all. I have a wall mount air conditioner in my garage. Can I use this on the wall mount air conditioner? Take a look at your wall mount air conditioner. As long as it doesn't exceed the 15 amps that we talked about, you'll be okay. But you need to check to make sure. How long is the cord that comes with this? It's 15 feet. And it is something that I do like, is I like having that long cord. It's just a nice benefit to the unit itself to be able to go that much farther out in the shop if I need to. Otherwise, you can leave it wrapped up. Well, take a look up at the ratings. I mean, everybody keeps wondering, is it really that good? Is it really that good? Well, you have 295 ratings, and of that, let's see, 91, 96, and they said 98% are from 3-star to 5. I mean, so it has a 98% overall rating. So out at the shop, I think it's a fantastic, surge protector. That's the reason why I went ahead and ordered it. Now, it's kind of a heavy-duty unit. It's all metal construction except for the plastic end pieces. And it's a little weighty, which, makes you feel like there's a lot of quality behind it. Yeah, now the one out at the club, we use both, we've got like a miter saw out there, table saws, band saws. We have all the tools out there, and we use this unit. And it's working fine, and it hasn't had any surges, and it hasn't tripped the breakers yet. So like I said, you just have to make sure you don't exceed the thing's capacity, and then you're fine. What about the switch? Because I was talking about the poor one on that one brand that, Harbor Freight has is real poor. No, this is a real heavy-duty switch that's in here, and it's illuminated, on and off, the switch itself, like you see above here in the picture, with the reset and the surge protection. So, no, the switches are great. Color preference. I don't know. Yellow to me is fine. It sticks out when I'm out in the shop and in the garage. It's easy to spot. So I'm not, look, I have no color preference really when it comes to like surge protectors and things like this. Okay, somebody, here in the forum where I'm reading wants to be able to attach this to the side of their toolbox or the inside lid, like I was mentioning earlier, with the ones that come from US General. Well, you can do that, but you just have to, it's a simple process. Just attach your own rare earth magnets or whatever to the back of it, and then bam, there you go. I mean, you can hook it up. I wouldn't let that stop you from buying, what I think is a superior made product. How handy can this be? Well, that depends on your shop or your garage. Like if you have, like, let's just say a couple of outlets in your garage. I'm not telling you to order 2 of these, but if you did, then, you would have plenty of power plugs for anything and probably everything that you need because you have that long cord that this comes with. And then, I mean, in addition, you're limited on your existing power plugs. This is giving you, I mean, take a look here. You got 8. Plus, if you want to, you have the USB charging ports. And actually, even though I keep saying I would use this kind of like in that work environment, that garage shop, I mean, you don't have to. I mean, out at the club, in the office where, the desk and the computers and the printers and all this stuff are, we have one of these in there and it handles all of that fine. Plus, it's given you, I think the reason, why they have one in there also is because you have the 2 fast charging USBs on here and it kind of accomplishes a lot of things, even in the office. So it just depends on where you want to use it. Somebody made a comment, hey, I'll bet this is made in China. Well, you're right. It probably is, like almost everything that we buy nowadays. I mean, it comes out of China. But if so, at least in this factory or wherever this was made, they probably have incredibly good quality control because, I mean, this is a solidly built unit all the way around. Now, there's another benefit here. If you look at the way that these plugs are aligned, I mean, sometimes like when you put like an adapter on something, it overreaches and interferes with that next outlet. What I liked about this out at the club is we have things with adapters and they'll put them on that bottom row. And then, that top row is for your standard ones, just like you see in the picture above. So that was a nice reason, I mean, for me to go ahead and get this because I do have adapters that I'll be plugging into it. And that way I don't have to worry about it like overreaching, the other outlets. All right, folks, so let's make a conclusion here. If you just need something that's a decent little surge protector, I would tell you to go ahead, go with the US General, use your coupon, get the discount, and get the one out at Harbor Freight. They have nice, steel construction. I mean, and I like them. And I have the one I showed you out in the shop. It works great. Now, the one that I ordered and the one we're using in the shop, for a different reason. It gives you a lot more capability. And like I said, and then if you're using adapters, one does not overhang and interfere with the other outlet on the strip. You'll see the 3 along, the bottom here, the row is what I'm referring to. Anyway, both of these are great. Both of them, I think, are a good deal for what they are. It's up to you in the end. Depends on what your needs are. Anyway, it's something to consider. These are the 2 that I personally have, used and I'm going to use. One I use, the other I'm going to use, right? All right. So, those are my thoughts on this. I hope you click subscribe. I hope you keep following me. Let me know if you know of something out there that's a better deal. Otherwise, leave me a comment. Let me know if you do and where we can go and we can take a look at it. Otherwise, I'm going to see you on the next video. I hope you folks have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.